Not all villains want to take over the world, and not all people who do evil things are villains in the story. When writing villains or other characters who may mean well but still are destructive, it is good to understand grooming, gaslighting, and the VPR triangle. First, let's look at grooming. I saw a video years ago by the Epic Times that described 6 steps to grooming. They are: 1. Befriend. The abuser establishes trust with the person. 2. Intoxicate. The abuser introduces friction at the home of his victim and creates dependency on him. 3. Alienate. The abuser drives a wedge between the person and her family. 4. Isolate. The abuser separates the victim from long-term friends who share core values. 5. Desensitize. The abuser disorients the victim's moral compass and convinces her she can have a better life by following him and that her parents just don't understand. 6. Capitalize. The abuser takes the person away through brainwashing, coercion, etc. Obviously, there are groomers who traffic children, but this can be done on a lesser scale too. There have been many cases where a guy pulls a girl away from her family so he will be her world. Generally, it's due to insecurity, and there are far too many stories about it. Next, let's look at gaslighting. Cinema Therapy points out 11 signs of gaslighting in their analysis of Mother Gothel, a quintessential gaslighter. I am going to go through the signs with my commentary of what I've observed from people I know. If you want a professional analysis, I do recommend watching the Cinema Therapy on gaslighting. The 11 signs are: 1. They tell blatant lies. Not only do they tell blatant lies, they often tell big lies, as people will doubt small lies more often than big ones, as they would never tell a big lie. 2. They deny lies even if you have proof. They will say things like, "I never said that," act like you are crazy for thinking they did, or accuse you for trying to blame them and take no responsibility yourself. 3. They use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. This can come in words like, "Don't tell your parents, you wouldn't want to hurt them," or "God would want you to help me." 4. They wear you down over time. They consistently repeat what they want you to believe, tearing away at your self-worth, questioning your memory, and trying to get compromise little by little from your side, not any on theirs until you do what they want. 5. Their actions do not match their words. Often gaslighters have silver tongues and will sing their own praises without sounding boastful. They will compliment to control. They will say nice things while doing harmful things. At times, it's the exact opposite. They will do things that appear genuinely nice while verbally tearing you down. For example, giving you a gift publicly to make themselves look loving while tearing you down verbally in private. 6. They use positive reinforcement to confuse you. In training a dog, if you never reward them, they will not train to do the behavior desired. Yet, it's also been shown that if you give the dog a reward every time he does something, that if you stop giving him the reward, he will stop the behavior. So it's best to give occasional rewards. This way, the dog will do the behavior, hoping for the reward, but if he doesn't get it, he'll still obey the command the next time, hoping that time he will. Likewise, groomers will give occasional rewards to control. They also will give rewards to confuse you, to make themselves look genuinely caring for you. That way, the person thinks, "He's so mean. Well, no, he did take me to the movie I wanted to see," or whatever the positive action was. 7. They know confusion weakens people. The main goal of a gaslighter is to confuse you, so you doubt yourself and do not trust yourself to make a decision at all, thus getting you to be solely reliant on their decisions so they are in control. 8. They project. They blame you for doing the wrong things they do. If they are thoughtless, they accuse you of being thoughtless. If they are bitter, they blame you for being bitter. It makes them feel better about their negative qualities because they blame you for them. 9. They try to turn people against you. As groomers, gaslighters want control, so they want to destroy your relationship with other people. If they can turn other people against you, then you must go to the gaslighter for advice, so he becomes your world. It makes you question yourself. Are you really the problem? The gaslighter wants you to think no one understands you but him. No one cares about you but him. Your world centers around him. It also makes you question your worth, wearing you down and confusing you. 10. They tell you or others that you are crazy. From what I've seen, this is often done with good intentions. The gaslighter may know you are not and be intentionally manipulating. But I've also seen the gaslighter truly believe the person is crazy, and they are noble enough to tell you and others so you can get the help that you need. That help, by the way, does not mean good help. It means they want someone with some expertise or people you respect telling you to do what they say. If the expert gives different advice, they will trivialize the expert and argue why their advice should not be heeded. 11. They tell you everyone else is a liar. Anytime any fact is brought up that might go against their narrative, the witness will be declared a liar. It doesn't matter if the person who gave you the information showed you the text, so you witnessed it with your own eyes. Nope, that person is lying. Anyone saying anything outside of their narrative is a liar. Those are the 11 signs. Remember that people never see themselves as the bad guy, so often those grooming and gaslighting see themselves as a good guy. They are doing it for your own good and with full approval of their conscience. Even people who are not, quote, villains can do very bad things in the name of good. It is simple for characters to rationalize why it is fine to tell a lie or manipulate someone for their own good. The classic question of, do these pants make me look fat? Will have some people say you should always say no, even if they do. They think a lie to make someone feel better is not only justified, but noble. I feel the opposite. Suppose someone is going to her daughter's wedding and she asks you if a dress makes her look fat. She is counting on your honesty so she doesn't go out in something that makes her look bad. If you say no when it does, you are not sparing her feelings, as she's going to be really hurt when she realizes her special event was ruined by a dress she looked horrible in. You're sparing your own feelings, not wanting to tell her the truth. That's rather selfish and will ruin her event. This brings me to the third topic in this video, the VPR triangle. The VPR triangle is a triangle with a person at each corner. V, the victim, P, the persecutor, and R, the rescuer. It was developed by Stephen Karpman, MD. When this triangle was introduced to me, I was asked, which person in it is the one who is right? And the answer is none of them. Let me explain. First, let me be clear that this is often called the drama triangle. It is not meant to advise in cases of true abuse. In those cases, please do what you can to rescue yourself or others. But in the case of drama, neither the victim, the persecutor, nor the rescuer is right. It's not always even clear who is the victim and who is the persecutor to begin with. Remember that no one thinks they're the bad guys. So often the person who appears to be the victim is actually the persecutor. I know I have stumbled into drama between spouses, friends, or family and initially seen a clear victim and persecutor. But further observation proved me painfully wrong. In these cases, the supposed good guys can do serious harm to the person they see as the persecutor. But even if the roles of the victim, persecutor, and rescuer are truly clear, all three are still in the wrong. The position of victim is disempowering. Even when a person is a victim of some injustice, seeing that person as a victim only makes that person feel more helpless. It's important for us to all see ourselves not as victims of circumstance, but as agents of choice. Sure, we might face unfair odds, but we can't overcome those challenges if we wallow in our own victimhood. Obviously, the persecutor is wrong for mistreating another person. It's wrong to persecute people. What's less obvious is that the rescuer is also wrong. While it sounds noble to try to save someone, the rescuer is enabling the victim mentality of the victim and perpetuating the harmful cycle. A rescuer wants to save the victim rather than giving the victim the support and strength to save himself. As a result, the rescuer might feel very noble and heroic, but the victim is still a victim. Understanding these types of villainous traits that are common in many good people will help write characters with more depth. After all, even good people are not good all the time, as we all make mistakes. Recognizing the signs of grooming and gaslighting and the VPR triangle can help you be warned before a child is lost to a groomer, keep you from being manipulated by a gaslighter, and keep you out of the drama cycle. That ends my videos on villains. I had planned on going into them more, but it's really dark to delve into, so I decided not to. I am the type of person who at times writes very dark things into my stories, but I always try to keep my books from getting too dark, so I don't delve too deeply into the villains. Yes, I have to know them, but I don't have to get too deep into the darkness. I try to present it, but still keep the tone hopeful. That ends the videos on villains. I hope you keep going with the series. Don't forget to like this one, comment, and subscribe to my channel.